Okay, y'all, here we go with another one, right? Another one for the YouTube series, right? A tournament guidebook, Vishnu Warrior. Of course, today's topic is Rook Endgames, y'all. Rook Endgames. Let's get hyped for that. Yes, that stuff will put you to sleep, boy. Garbage. For real. That'll put you to sleep. And you'll be real garbage at your end games if you ain't studying them. Now, of course, you do need to do more of them and more of them as you get much better. And as you go through your ranks, and literally just doing in games every day, yeah, it will definitely help your game and you won't even know it. So today we're looking at Rook in games. Sorry, little buddy. What does that mean? Let's get into that. Rook in games. Sorry, little buddy. Okay, so what do you guys think that is? What do you guys think that could possibly mean before we actually tell you what it actually is? Rook in games. Sorry, little buddy. What do you think the sorry little buddy part is? Of course, if you haven't seen the thumbnail yet, right, you're going to see that if you're watching from YouTube. You will see that. Now, what do you think it is, guys? What do you think it is? Sorry, little buddy. Under using rooks to undermine pawns in an endgame. Okay, we got a draw. Says elevation. What y'all think it is? Uncomfortable orphan pawn who won't promote. An unfortunate orphan pawn. Rooks equal draw. See a rook, take a rook. Stop it right now. Draw by repetition. Dunda. Major punishing smaller. Okay, all right. Let me read it from the book. Let me read it from the Vishnu Warrior book when it's in there, when it comes out, obviously. So here it says right here. So the sorry little buddy part is this right here. The whole thing is about this little part. In Rook Endgames, listen very closely here. In Rook Endgames, it is worth sacrificing a pawn to activate your rook. Activity is the most important thing. I'm going to say that one more time. In Rook Endgames, it is worth sacrificing a pawn to activate your rook, sometimes even two. Activity is the most important thing. Activity, right? And actually, Gary Kasparov says, what does he say? Activity will trump material most times. So if you have active pieces, but your material maybe more or less, whatever the material is, activity you will usually trump the material if you're more active. Not all the time, but that's the general sense there. And in Rook Endgames, sometimes it's very good to sacrifice pawns to get something for the greater good, whether that's winning, drawing, whatever that may be. For there, getting out of something, getting into something. So, with that being said, okay, today's game is Bogdan Daniel Diak. Bogdan, right? We know it's Bogdan. You have Wesley So here. So Wesley So, this was in shoot. I just had the date for this. I forgot what date this was. This was not very long ago though. I literally just had the date. Let me actually get that for you guys. Just want to get the date for this. This was Bogdan and Wesley. This was 2021. Yeah, this was a super bet this year. So super bet, it was back in June. Back in June. Okay, so here it is. And what's up, chick? My name Bogdan. Stop. Oh man. Bruh. All right, so D4, knight of 6. After D4, knight of 6, C4, E6. Right. Knight of 3, D5. This is straight regular theory. Knight C3 and D takes C4. Now, back in this position here, what D takes C4 is what we call the Vienna system. I'm actually a fan of this. It's a more of some type of hybrid. It's like a Queen's Gambit mixed with a semi-Slav, mixed with a Botvinnik variation of a semi-Slav. It's like, bro, it could be, it's a very cool opening, in fact, and underrated. It's the Vienna variation of the Queen's Gambit Decline. So it's still Queen's Gambit Decline, right? And you could go the regular route with, of course, C5. You got Bishop B4 here. You have Knight D7. You have D6, right? But taking on C4 is almost like a Queen's Gambit accepted, in fact, in a way, but it's a delayed version of it. So D takes C4, played by Wesley here. This is very advanced chess. And after E4, he plays Bishop B4, saying that, yes, you're going to get your pawn back, but I'm going to take on E4. And he does do that. Bishop takes C4. Knight takes C4. Why do you like the Vienna system? It's not played as much, and it's a very strong system. And there's not a lot of information out there on the Vienna system. It's very flexible as well. So that's why I like the flexibility option of being just very flexible as you're playing very strong players constantly. You need to be flexible and be on your toes. Is this theory? Oh, absolutely. Big facts. This is theory. Bishop B4 takes on C4. Knight takes C4. After knight takes, there's castles, right? And then after knight takes C3, B takes C3. Do you take this second pawn, chat? What do you do? Wesley So. Is he going to take this second pawn? I could just take this right here. Bishop takes c3 and hit the rook. Or we just gonna move this boy out the way. Have a nice day. What you gonna do, Chad? We got no's. I gotta see some no's. So what are you gonna do? It's scary to take it, says Andrew. See a pawn, take a pawn. You know what, Phantom Master 100? I don't believe in that. I don't think you should continue to say that. Encourages the rook to move, says Zeke. I probably would, but I really got no clue. In fact, taking it is a possibility. It can work, but it's very risky. It's extremely risky, right? Take it, says Fingers. Fingers like, take it, bro. Like, a pawn, my guy. What are you talking about? Bishop takes, rook b1, right? So rook b1, you could be problematic. Castles, bishop a3. If you can get away with it, you're out with a clean pawn. But you get a lot of pressure on you. A lot of pressure. You know, on the position, this is potentially a thing. The rook's going to shift this way. And I'm about to sack mate on you, my guy. At least I'm trying to. Right? And Wesley wasn't trying to have them problems. So Wesley like, bro, I'm not about that. Like, hey, man, we're about to just go back to the civilization. You know, on the other side of where everybody is. Bishop b7 getting out the way. And now we have a weakness to target. Maybe for later. After bishop b7, there is knight e5. Playing on the fact that I'm trying to play bishop d3, rook e1, try to get over here, sack mate. That's the plan. Castles, queen g4. Plan activated, right? He's trying to mate the man. And then knight to c6. A very nice move. I like this. Knight c6, actually what it does is saying I'm trying to take. If knight d7, watch this. Knight d7, there's almost sacking. Almost. Like you can almost sack here. And you could play knight d7. I mean, honestly, really, this is a possibility. I'm kind of curious why he didn't play this. Let me see. Knight d7, bishop h6. And there's rook e1 in there too. But he played knight c6. A little bit different. What if white sacrificed the rook and played bishop a3 to keep black from castling? That's a good question. In fact, back here, this is a very common theme you would see. I'm trying to keep the king in the center of the board by playing bishop a3. After takes, you would have to play something like f6, which is terrible. But after f6, king f7. Yeah, this is a move here, and it's just saying it's equal right now. It's like sort of equal. King f7, and you play rook e1, which is a possibility. But again, this is the risk of taking this pawn. Is taking the pawn. Very high risk. So he backed up the way. We backed up. Knight e5, castle, queen g4. Knight c6. There was not a capture because he's trying to get rid of this knight here. Trying to get rid of it. And then after rook to e1, there's f5. Black here. f5, attacking the queen. We haven't got to the rook endgame yet, guys. This takes time getting to these rook endgames. But let's see. Queen f3, knight takes c5. This has to go. It's in my half of the board. We talked about this in previous videos from the playlist, so make sure y'all watching those. But knight e5, we got to get rid of this knight ASAP. I take, you take. Same. Appreciate you. And then we go king h8. Tell me what this move was right here. Chat, what was king h8 about? What are you trying to do? What's the intention? What does it do? King h8. Phantom Master Country says aggressive prophylaxis. Great job, bro. Great job. King h8. We had all these other moves, but we played king h8. We have defend the king. Prophylaxis to remove yourself from the pin. Unpin the king. Get off the check square. Getting out of the pin. Correct. You all are correct. Rook takes f5 is definitely a possibility. This is annoying. Bishop takes e6 is still there. Right, and you never want to sit in the x-ray. Even this rook on the queen is something that the queen should eventually avoid. Not that you can do anything about it right now, but you have to be very careful. King h8, bishop f4. Bishop d6 and rook e2. And in this position right here, it's fairly equal. There is a backward pawn here and a worse pawn. Not worse, but these pawns are virtually the same. They probably are going to be traded off. Activity. Think about who is more active, right? Even if I'm up a pawn or whatever, who has the active pieces? Right now, white's actually more active, doubling on the e file. Right, it's a great position for white. In fact, after bishop takes, queen takes, we need to trade pieces, trying to trade off of his best stuff. White is way ahead, absolutely. We're trading off white's best pieces in the way. So after queen takes f4, black plays queen to d6. We're going to trade a little bit more here, right? A little bit more. Now watch this, okay? Let's actually do a piece count or pawn count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're okay with giving a pawn back. He says, all right, cool. Queen d6, we're going to give it back because we need some activity. This is hanging like, yeah, this is very bad. My pieces have not developed when white is developed, to say the least. But queen d6, so we trade off and go to an endgame. Rook e8 happens, rook a to e8, and here we go. Bishop takes, and rook takes. This is the part right here in the end game where now it's on you, chat. It's on you to figure this out. What do you do in this position? Black to move. Hey, Doc. This is rook c8. Okay, so remember this. It says Rook Endgames. This is Rook Endgames 101. And today's topic is sorry, little buddy. Sorry, little buddy. Sorry, little buddy. Cry. I need a drink. Oh, that's great. I need a drink. Like, I need a drink, but it's Anita, bro. Rook c8, rook d8. King g8, shut the mate. Okay. Rook d8. I thought that was my phone. Everybody looked at their phone just now. Yeah. No cyber black. Rook c8. I would g6. Let me some pawns. I need a drink. What up? What's good? Rook c8, rook c8. Okay, so rook d8. You know what? Okay. I'm gonna get that to you. You're garbage. You're garbage. And you're garbage again. And one more time, right? That's garbage, bro. Yeah, straight garbage. It does not work. Rook d1 is not a move. Try again. You're garbage. Rook d8, in fact, it's not garbage, okay? We just like saying that here. But rook d8 is not it. It is not the move. And the reason for this is because this is passive defense. This is very, very passive defense. There's a book that I do recommend. Phantom Master Klendrick. Actually, go to Discord. And by the way, guys, join the Discord if you're in the chat. Go send me a message and say Mastering Chess Middle Games. And I'm going to put that into the link so you guys can actually watch it from the YouTube video. Click on it. Go get this book. I'm about to tell you about this, but I learned this from this book. One of my coaches told me I should read it. Was reading it. I found some powerful material in there. One of the material in there was talking about activity in defense, basically. So it was a chapter strictly on defense. And in this chapter, high level games, legends, analyzing them, going over stuff in the middle games. In the defense part, it was saying that Korchnoi was one of these players, but they were saying that instead of being passive and holding like this, right? Holding rook d8. Instead of being passive, I would rather, middle games. Yeah, that one. Phantom Master Klendrick, middle games. Yes, I would, instead of being passive, I would rather give up a pawn or two for very active pieces or very active counterplay. That's a very powerful technique. Very powerful technique. Dr. Julian, oh, you're right. We needed one time. Hold on, you're right. Yeah, rook d8 was absolutely garbage, right? Garbage. That's right. There you go, Dr. Giuliano. I know you was waiting for that. So rook to d8. Rook to d8, it does not work. Because of the passive defense, you have to think about this. How do you make progress, right? You're probably going to try this, but I'm going to go rook e7 and keep you on the file with a smile. And then I'm going to grab all of these little gumdrops and have a nice day, right? White's pushing for more. And it could still be a draw, absolutely, but white is pushing for more. In fact, the engine right now gives it plus 1.2, right? When I tell my students a lot of times, like, I mean, plus 1.2 in an end game, right? Humans playing, like, this is going to go back and forth due to evaluation and humans playing and mistakes. So it's more likely to be a draw than anything else. But, I mean, white's going to push for more. In fact, white will be playing for what they say 2 results, win or a draw. I'm not losing this game. So rook d8, though, is very, very passive defense. Not the way we should do this. So title of the video again today, Rook Endgames. Sorry, little buddy. We about to get that boy up. What you mean? Okay? Okay, we about to get him up. We don't care. Take it. Take it. Take it. I dare you. I dare you. So he does. He's like, bro, I'm about to take, like, and okay, I don't even care. Now, if you look at this, white's actually up a pawn. 3-6. Now white's the one up a pawn, fighting for a little bit more. Okay, chat, it's on you, right? You gave up this pawn. Sorry, little buddy, you had to go. But we did it for a greater cause. What do we do now? Black to move. After king g8, there's no way to defend c3. King g8. So king g8. Bad, says Anita. King g8. What else we got? h6 from CJ man. G6, bad. This is the best chess channel, rich and learning, great chats. Cool. What up, my guy? Storks. Storks, I see you. Rook c3 and cut the trees. You know, yeah, Rook c3. Wow, Phantom Master Klendrick. You know, we got some people for you, man. Okay, we got people on speed dial. You know, they'll call you to take good care of you, right? Because you gonna need somebody to talk to. That's disgusting. I care about you. Okay, garbage, right?
Garbage.
Straight garbage, big facts.
Garbage.
That's right. Jeez. Absolutely get the man off the board. Wow, blocked with his whole face. Family, his whole face. That's right. So with that being said, it is King G8. Chat, great job, King G8. Avoiding the mate, and as A Doc pointed out, Rook takes C3 does not, I mean, it can't be defended. You can't defend it. So let's take a look at what happened. H4, right? Now, of course, in games, in every end game, even before you reach the end game, let's go back here. In fact, reverse just a little bit of reverse here. Even right here, guess what you should be doing? Looking at the pawn structure and understanding what does an end game potentially look like. Hold that thought. Let's go back here. Right here, what should you be doing? What does a potential end game look like all the way from right here? Let's go back a few more. Maybe not right here. This is like move 5. But of course, further on, you start asking yourself, what does the end game look like for me? Which will tell you, should I keep trading? Do I have chances to trade? Or should I not trade based off of my disgusting structure? If you got double pawns and, you know, pawns out here in the wilderness looking crazy by themselves, right? You don't want that. So, you know, with that being said, as we fast forward, we reach a position with pawns now, skeleton pawn structure, where you have to now figure this out. Rook takes C3 after H4 and 3 on each side. So this virtually equal 2 versus kind of like 1, and the king is close to getting this one, even though it's passed. Drawish. Very, very drawish. Couldn't King G8 and Rook C8 be transposed equally? Let's actually go back. That's a great question. In fact, after here, maybe King G8, Rook takes, Rook C8, Rook D7. Yeah, this probably could be transposed equally there, actually. But Rook C8 was a move there. I think you were right, 1736. That is a great observation. I think it was interchangeable, but you do always want to like check the moves, do the calculation, which is better. Which is better, always do that. So King F7, Rook to D7, check, King F6. Rook takes B7. All right, chat, it's on you, right? In games, we don't want to mess this up. A lot of y'all will mess this up and lose this in game with the black pieces. So what do you do? Black to move. He just took your pawn from you. He about to snatch the other one from you. You gonna let him do that to you or no? A Doc with Rook A3. He says, wait, no. No Rook A3s. Really? What else do you have in mind? Rook A3 from elevation. Passer is brutal. Rook D3, he says. Rook A3. Rook A3. It's actually Rook A3. It is. It is. Now think about this, right? Pass pawns must be pushed. But, A-Doc, you will worry about this pass pawn, but look at the king activity. Activity, right? That's the huge, the biggest thing of today. One of the biggest points you want to take away from today is activity. Active. How active is your pieces, with the king included? King is way more active than this king. I'm about to walk up here. You can't even cross the line, my guy. You can't even cross, right? So, and if I take this, you're never getting across the line, right? So I'm gonna just walk up here and grab you one time, but I'm also gonna chill around here. So you can't have everything, basically, at the end of the day. That's what it's about. Rook A3, he plays D5. We snap on A2, he plays D6. We work D2, he says, you take, I take, right? And then you play G3 and play H5, and they sitting here staring at each other real hard, right? Looking all crazy. Because they did make some more moves here. King G2, Rook E6, Rook A8, right? We just shuffling. Like, yo, so somebody about to make a mistake, all right? And then nobody made a mistake, and it was just a draw. Should be surprised how many people lose these games. In fact, Magnus, get this, and I'm not lying, bro. Magnus has won games like this, with the same side. Like, think about this. King and Rook versus King and Rook with pawns on the same side of the board. Bro, this is a draw. And if you lose this, something's very, very wrong. Something's very, very, very wrong.
Garbage.
Okay, don't even, no. Don't do that, okay? Somehow, some way, you lose this. This is not losable. But it does. It happens, right? So, with that being said, I hope y'all learned from today's end game here, right? Activity. This was the key. The crucial moment was back here. The activity, right? If we go back here, right? Rook D8. Okay, you feeling great? but you're blocking with your face. Rig the 8 is not it. It's a very passive move, but you have to choose the more active move, even at the cost of the little buddy, or sacrificing a pawn or two sometimes to be able to get that activity you need to secure the bag, the draw, or the win if white's not careful from there. Hope y'all learned from this video. You know, another one's coming every day if we can, obviously. But make sure you watch the other videos. Subscribe to the YouTube channel here if you like the content. And I'm going to see y'all on the next video.